Eriwo ya, eriwo ya, eriwo ya. Ayapo, ayato, ayate, ayamu, omeriwo sikwe. Aboru aboye, abu abashisho. This is Baba Question. What if I could if I died? Just coming to you today or tonight. I usually don't post this late, but just this was a really good book. I've been really doing a lot of research on pygmies and things like that, or the little people. I don't like to say pygmy because I was usually colonize a term for many different groups of people, like the Efe and the Twa and many other groups. But this one is really good. Really good. Yeah, Bayaka. It's Bayaka. Talking about the Bayaka people. Really good. Well worth it. If you get a chance to go. I got it from the library. Oakland Public Library has some great books. A little plug for the Oakland Library. But really good. I really appreciate it. And it really gives you a nice little flow of, his experiences there in the Congo and, close to Cameroon. But they really good people, good book to kind of get, a good sense of the everyday culture and how things transition in our lives, in their life, and how they've been transitioning into this modern era. Because those are the original people on this earth, or the little people, or the pygmy, for lack of a better term, because there's many different groups. I just wanted to talk about that because that was really good. I really appreciate that book. Amongst this one was really good, great find. Right, I got this one at the library too. I'm gonna have to go and try to get this. I know it's backwards, but basically it's the encyclopedia of Islamic herbal medicine. I like this because written by John Andrew Morrow. Right, I like it because it was really good in a lot of ways. It talks about a lot of things. People, little known facts of the different Unani, different other herbalist systems in Islamic cultures, whether it be India, whether it be in Saudi Arabia, whether it be in many different places and spaces. Because people really don't know. I'm not Muslim, but people don't know that there was Prophet Muhammad was a herbalist himself, which is really a good thing to understand when he talks about all these different kind of herbs, all these different things. So it gives like a good background of these societies, these herbal societies there in within the Islamic world. Also, I like to look at certain things and read and study and develop my mind, as well as all different other aspects of my life, because you get so much more, you become so much more richer the more that you expand past your small little neighborhood or people or group of folks or cipher that you usually connect to. I always like to connect to different people and different cultures in ways that they appreciate and deal with nature, and where they deal with herbs of all kinds. Because, you get a bigger, broader perspective on the herbs you may use every day, and that somebody may use it in a way that you don't even realize that exist, and how to use them. Or herbs that you may not even have heard of that may grow around you consistently. So, just wanted to talk about those books really quickly. Also, today has been a really beautiful day. This is the day that I usually feed Abigba, and so things become really smooth and consistently flourishing during the day when I feed Abigba, Ifa Abigba. Because it opens up the doorway to really looking at and honing in on your everyday existence, your life, everything that you seek to accomplish in your life, seek to develop in your life. Because it draws it in. People don't realize that there's like a deep, best way to explain it is like a meditation when you connect with Abigba, because not only in your waking state, but also in your sleep, those things open and expand and develop you in many different ways. Especially when, I divine for someone or I do a reading for someone with Abigba, it really gives a deeper insight into the things that it holds for them. Not only in the reading gives a full, complete story. And then when they go into their dreams, it like really expands and develops those findings that Abigba has come forth with, Ifa has come forth with. So, when I was divining today for a few people, I really start to open up my mind a little bit more and looking at many different cultures have their own form of Ori Inu, right? I always talk about Ori. Many cultures have a different form of Ori Inu. They may call it whatever. There's many different cultures, many different ways within the Yoruba diaspora, and on the Yoruba diaspora, the continent, and then outside, of the continent. No matter what culture you come to, they're always talking about the inner knowing or the inner sight or the inner wisdom, right? All those things that aid you and develop you to grow, all recorded in that same thing. That's all in the same works as Ori Inu. And so what I really want to talk about now was more so how beautiful that is. No matter what culture, no matter what tradition that you practice, across the lines, no matter where you stand in life, right? Your Ori always guides you and accepts you and allows you to develop and grow. Because everything that you do, everything that you see and know, it aids you to open up a broader perspective of why, when, where, how. And then what are the things that you need to do to develop and grow? Because not everybody's going to be on the same tip. Not anybody's going to be on the same tip. Because everybody's going to be completely on their own journey as they get here. So Olodumare is infinite in scope, all over the globe. Orunmila traveled all over the globe. There's no place that he did not set foot upon, right? So anywhere you can study, right? So the traditions that I connect to is Ifa Bigba, or Ifa from the Yoruba perspective in Nigeria, because that's where I was initiated. But there's so many different, it's like a plethora of wisdom to gain. Is it really meant for you to gain everything? No, because you're on your journey, you're on your pathway here, now, in earth, right? Some of the things I was thinking about today, because as we always journey into things we seek to accomplish in our life, there's so much more to learn. There's infinite amount of things to learn. Because of that, we always seek to expand and grow and develop and open up our mind to a greater sense of understanding and development, right? On all levels. Some things may be, you're fully immersing yourself into herbs, like I am always. And there's no one person on this earth can ever know all herbs. That's impossible. There's like no one up on this earth can ever know all wisdom, how the body functions, because there's so infinite amount of ways the body functions. There's so many things that science and traditional science, not any one tradition can tell you everything that goes on, because Olodumare is omnipresent, omnipotent, as is our inward workings of our body, our minds, our spirits, our Ori Inu. So because of that, our mind, our body, our spirit always expands and develops and grows in many different pathways, many different ways. Because of that, we have to really be appreciative of those things that we gain on a daily basis from seemingly people that you may not ever have listened or opened yourself up to hear and what they seek to do. I was in the process of doing some works with Ifa today, picking up some materials. And I came across somebody that she was from, what did she say she was from? Nicaragua. And, we got into a conversation because she saw my leke, whatever. I usually don't even have my leke out. I usually, because this doesn't make me a blah, blah, because I was fully initiated. So it's inside of me, internally. We start talking, and she started, there are people in my country that when we do this, we do that, certain herbs that we use. And she started to go and explaining. Now, mind you, I didn't ask her about any of the herbs. She just started to explain to me how she used garlic, basic herb, basic spice that we think was just every day, right? Or different other herbs that she used and how she used them. Good conversation. No longer than 10, 15-minute conversation, but it was really beautiful because she was aware. She's like, oh, I see you all the time. I see you passing by this space all the time. What do you do? So I gave her my card and we started having a conversation. And that's also another way to think about it, because you never know who you encounter. You never know how you encounter them. That person may be somebody that gives you a little nugget, a golden nugget of insight that you ordinarily would have thrown away. And when you look at them, you may think, oh, this person doesn't know anything. Oh, right? Because people do that to me all the time. Because I seek to be humble. So I'm not like grandiose like that. And so she was like, oh, wow, definitely we got to link up. We got to do this. We got to do that. And it's really cool because when you begin to expand your thoughts, you don't just think in one-dimensional, because nothing is one-dimensional. Because there's so many ways to learn, so many ways to appreciate the blessings that Olodumare has placed upon this earth. So many people upon this earth that gives so much in so many different directions. So I just wanted to kind of talk about that, and the books I was reading now. There's a few other books that I've really gotten into that I really appreciate being able to gain greater access, and even on many different social media places. I don't go on there and do crazy things, and I like to engage with people all the time. So I came across a lot of good people on social media because you know why? Because my mind, the way that I approach it, the way that I deal with it, the way that I connect to it, is never like I'm going in there and just talking crazy. No. If I have insight on something and somebody has insight on something, I want to know. I want to learn. So I'm going to ramble on. It's late because I got to shut it down pretty soon. So I just want to get on here and talk a little bit about some of the things in the course of this day because it's been a really beautiful day. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you and I appreciate everyone that's been looking at my stories, connecting, reaching out to me. I really appreciate all of you, because it's really important to appreciate every moment, every second of the day, because we are never promised the next or the next breath of that next breath of life. We're not promised that next breath of life. So take heart. Really take in every breath of life like it's your last. Connect with that person around you like it's your last. You never know. Thank you. Wadabu.